What are you listening to?
It's uh it's a fight announcement. This guy announcing his fight exclusively on like a streaming platform. And some friends of mine were asking him like, "Hey, what is it?" So I was trying to find out for him.
Oh. All right. We're ready to do this?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. What?
Did you do the music yet? I can't. I never. Am I talking over the music?
Yeah, you are.
Am I the guest? Am I the guest right now?
Yeah, hold on. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Am I the guest on this week's Open Micers? Can't hear any music. That means I must just fill this silence with my talking.
Yeah, I don't know, because nothing seems to be working on my computer right now, which is par for the course because everything's falling apart and I'm about to have a mental fucking breakdown. My name is Jason Robbins.
My name's Jacob Craig. Yeah, I think you and everything you own is over 50 years old.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Yes, what it is. Everything's just falling a fucking apart around me. And I'm done.
No, I definitely have that feeling where like I feel sometimes like literally everything is falling down around my ears. And at the same time, like I'm the only person who has a sane like train of thought where it's like obviously this is, the next event that should occur. And then everyone else in the world is just like, no, you're fucking stupid.
I get the feeling. I don't know. Nothing's working like it's supposed to, man. Dude, Monday we were supposed to have a guest. We had Monty. What's his last name?
Monty Franklin.
Monty Franklin, a well-known comedian, coming on the show here, and of course,
he just did Rogan.
Yeah, he opens up for Joe Rogan and like all other kind of people.
Yeah.
And we didn't get to talk to him because my internet just decided to just take a big old shit. Just a big old shit over the last couple days. And, of course, it took 2 days to get a technician out here. But I did get a brand spanking new modem today, which is nice. It's running really well. But then I get up here to do the show, and my computer is just running like you ever have those dreams where like you're trying to run from something but your feet are just like in sludge and you're moving in slow motion? That's what my computer's doing. Like it's like it's moving through sludge. So I decided to restart it, which is like a 15-minute process. And then it comes back on. Nothing's working. Everything's crashing. Soundboard's crashing, everything. So I don't know what to do. I'm at a point where I'm really just about to, like, I don't know, have just some kind of a mental breakdown.
Well, you can put a new hip in an old broad, but can't ride her any harder, Jason. You just can't do it.
I need a new computer. I've needed a new computer for years now, but here's the problem. I don't have the money for a new computer.
Yeah.
Especially with all the car problems I've had this year. I've had to replace my air conditioning. My radiator blew up. So if anybody out there is like, if any of our listeners are like a millionaire, dude, just drop me like $10,000. $10,000 would just solve my problems right now.
Yeah. The guys on The Sopranos killed people for $10,000.
I'm not gonna kill anybody for $10,000, but I don't know.
I would do some things for $10,000.
What would you do for $10,000? What's the worst thing you would do for $10,000?
I don't know, dude. The worst thing, probably give Caitlyn Jenner a colonoscopy. I don't know. That's probably like the worst thing I would do. I would represent Kanye West in a court of law for $10,000.
Dude, you would have to have way more than $10,000 to do that.
$10,000 and just a whole lot of innuendo, and we will win that case.
uh,
If the Yeezys fit, you must acquit.
Your Honor, may I present to you Exhibit A and just point to Kanye West and be like, he's Kanye West. I arrest my case.
Done.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that Kanye West makes music for people who would defend Kanye West?
I don't know what that means, but
But I'm right, aren't I?
I guess so. I've only heard like maybe 2 Kanye West songs in my life. Because here's the thing, I don't give a shit about Kanye West. I know like 2 songs by him.
I listened to the entire Donda album because when it came out, no one would shut up about it, and it was like, yeah, it was okay, but it just the whole thing sounded kind of just like an experiment almost. Just like, how much weird instruments can I fit into this fucking song?
And like people are crazy about the guy and act like, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, have you heard Prince? Have you ever heard a Prince album? I would say go listen to Prince and then listen to Kanye West. Then we'll see who's the better musician.
Oh yeah. I think of the medium between Prince and Kanye West is Beck, because he's got the crazy of Kanye and the talent of Prince.
I don't know. I've never been a huge Beck fan either. I've always find people who listen to Beck to be pretentious. It's like It's like people who listen to like the Grateful Dead or like Fish.
No, dude, if you fucking bump Fish, here's the thing. If you ever want to repel women,
my good friend Brian, he'll never hear this, but he loves Fish. I have made fun of him for like 30 years now for being a lover of Fish because they're just the worst. I don't know who's worse, Fish or the Grateful Dead. They're both pretty bottom of the barrel to me. Like I would rather drink a cup of diarrhea than have to go to a fucking Fish concert.
I'm pretty sure that was the name of their last album.
A bucket of cup of diarrhea.
But no, if you just want like every woman you ever meet to just be instantly repelled by you and just not want to touch you, just mention that your favorite band is Fish.
Yeah.
Just like, have you ever seen Fish live in concert?
Like I think if you want to be like celibate or if you want to be like, like a monk or something, they should, instead of giving them robes, just give them Fish t-shirts. Like that's just instant female repellent.
and not like a good Fish t-shirt, like a worn out, like I saw them alive in 2007. Like,
it smells like BO and patchouli.
Yeah, right.
But you know what else find to be pretentious and like the worst? Like this is just gonna be a rant episode. I'm just gonna say all the things I hate this episode. You know what else I hate? I hate
Juice.
U2. Not U2, but the band U2. I think
there's probably a Jew in there.
They're just the worst. Like Bono is just one of the most pretentious pieces of shit on the planet, and I hate him. And he thinks his music is so important, but like it's just the worst. Have you ever just listened to U2? They just suck. How the hell?
Yeah, I try not to.
How did they ever become like the biggest band in the world? Like I don't understand.
Yeah, and Bono's not talented.
No,
is the thing. He's the lead singer, and he's not that great of a singer.
None of the other band members are talented either. All the guitar player, what's his name? The Edge. All he does is play one. Listen to every song. It's one string, and he has an echo on it. That's all he does. Play like one string with an echo, and that's it. That's all he does.
Yeah, I think U2 makes music for people who would like U2.
Yeah.
But it's like every song they have has to have like meaning behind it. Like the song One, it's like, this song's all about the poor kids in Africa. It's like, no, you're just doing that so that you would get fucking media attention. Like you're doing that to stroke your own fucking ego. Like you don't actually give a shit.
Yeah.
And even if you did, I don't fucking care, dude. Don't put it in your music. Like, don't shove it down my throat, please.
Another band I hate, REM. It's like
Really?
pretentious college boy rock. Like REM is the kind of music that you can't stand, but like people. I bet the people that listen to REM still don't like REM. They just listen to it because it's cool to listen to REM.
But it's not cool to
But
listen to
it's not
REM
cool.
anymore. Do you believe?
Like back in the 90s, they were like the ultimate like alternative rock band or whatever. And
Yeah,
like,
they were so cool back then.
but they weren't cool. They've always been terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I like their music. I'm not gonna lie, but it's like I'm never gonna, someone's like I'm never gonna be like, hey, pass me the aux. And then just put on fucking that's me in the corner. Like that's never gonna be me.
Who else can I? Oh yeah, the absolute worst band of all time is.
Falls from Grace.
Yeah, well, besides that,
Fall as well.
besides them,
Hold on, I have to think of another band you've been in. I don't know, tell me.
Guns N' Roses.
Oh yeah, dude,
Dude.
Guns N' Roses fucking sucks.
I hate Guns N' Roses, and dude, when I hear the opening guitar part for "Sweet Child of Mine," like I could literally slaughter an entire kingdom of puppies. Like I don't know what else to say. Right, that's the first words that came to my head. But I hear the beginning of that song, and I know that I'm in for like 4 minutes of hell.
Yeah. And I mean, look, they have some bangers that are good for like monster commercials.
No, they don't.
Well, it's like, look, you're like, welcome to the jungle. Like that's just the background of like the new Call of Duty, right? Like that's what it's for.
I would rather have
Doritos.
Kid Rock follow me around going, "I'm
Yes.
Kid" all day long, just doing that, and then have to listen to Guns N' Roses.
I don't know, dude. I would have that. Just like I would pay good money for that. I would pay $10,000. My hard-earned $10,000 I got for representing Kanye West. I would pay that to Kid Rock to follow me around and go, "My name is Kid." Just
all
every
day.
time I enter a room.
That's
and
all he
does.
Like,
that's not Kid Rock.
That's just all he does all day. Is just follow you around. Just, "My name is Kid," and just all day. Can you imagine that? That would literally be hell.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would like it. I love Kid Rock. I take a hard stance on a lot of things. Hard stance. Kid Rock's the best.
Mm-mm. No.
Kid Rock's the best, dude. Oh, it's a bone to break.
Can you imagine being in like the same room with like Axl Rose, Kid Rock?
Oh my God, the amount of nasal spray they go through.
Bono.
Are you kidding me?
Michael Stipe and Bruce Springsteen, like all of those in one room.
The most untalented person. Like when you match fame to talent, Bruce Springsteen has the furthest ratio. He's not good at all. His music sucks, asshole. He sucks live. He didn't have it hard growing up. Like, I'm a street kid from New Jersey. I was born to run. Like, dude, you grew up in a suburb. Fuck you.
Yeah. Hey, he's been a multi-millionaire for like 45 years now. You're not allowed to sing about being blue collar anymore after that. And he's charging like $1,000 a ticket on Broadway for people to come sit and hear him sing his shitty songs with an acoustic guitar and growl at them all night. Like, the shitty. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, and he doesn't play any of his hits.
Yeah, it's probably all like the deep album cuts.
Yeah, right. I came up with this song while I was hanging out in my hot tub, getting blown by OnlyFans models.
While I was driving my Jeep down here tonight, and banging supermodels, and, smoking $1,000 cigars, I was just thinking how hard it is to be a blue-collar worker in America.
I was in my luxury hotel. I'm up at the Hilton. on the corner right here, and I was in the shower, and I was doing just a little bit of my shower cocaine, and I thought of this song.
Not just regular cocaine, shower cocaine.
Shower cocaine. You know you're rich if you have shower cocaine.
That's what we're naming the episode, shower cocaine.
Shower cocaine. I like it. We were brought a topic, by the way. I think now's a good time to get
me
into
off
it
the topic, because I'll just sit here and name shit I hate all night.
And it'll all just be Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
We were given a topic by one of our producers that we should get into. I Am the Rampage wanted us to talk about school/work fights, which I'm assuming he means fist fights we remember or maybe have been in from work and school. And Jason, you've been in the workforce for 65 years. You dropped out in 8th grade, but you still had a good few years there. What fights do you remember?
I don't think I've ever been in an actual fight other than in 4th grade.
Okay. What did she do?
We were in the gym and we were just fucking around. It was one of those days where like you're in gym and you're not really doing anything and the teacher isn't really around, so you're just kind of let loose to run wild. And I was sitting up on the bleachers. I don't know what I was doing, but this other kid came running up the bleachers and stomped on my hand. So I got pissed off and stood up and we started squaring off. And I had never thrown a punch before in my life. So I threw a punch at him, and I didn't really want to hurt him because he was my friend. You know, I just wanted to like let him know that I meant business. So I just kind of tapped him a little bit on the chin. This motherfucker proceeded to damn near knock me the hell out. Like he hit me so hard, I saw stars. And then all I remember was sitting in the office bawling like, he hit me.
Yeah, that's a rookie mistake. You never want to just be like, I mean business.
Yeah, and throw a little weak-ass punch. Like, if you're going to do it, just go for it.
No, go all in and apologize later.
Yeah, that's the thing I've learned in life is, like, if you're going to fight with somebody or, like, I don't know, disagree with somebody or have something to say, it's always better to just, if you're in this instance where you have to, like, just punch somebody or something, just it's always better to act first and apologize later, especially if it's a friend.
Yeah, for sure. I've been in a few fights in my life. I remember the first time I ever hit somebody, and it felt so fucking good. It had to have been like 3rd grade maybe. And there was this kid who was just so fucking annoying and everyone hated him. And for whatever reason, he didn't take baths. He just fucking stank.
There was always that one kid. That was always that one kid in class that like never took care of himself. Just smelled like a dog turd.
And you would assume that it's like, oh, he has a horrible home life, he's poor or whatever. No, his mom took great care of him, just didn't make him bathe his goddamn self. So he just fucking stank.
It was you, wasn't it?
No. No. I never shit. I always showered. I never shit.
Did you ever poop in school?
No.
I couldn't poop in school. If I ever had to poop, I would just call my grandpa to come get me.
Oh, I've definitely had those days where I've had to take like crying shits in the nurse's office because before they'd send me home, the nurse would be like, just go try to use the bathroom. And I just cry out of anxiety.
Well, luckily, when I was in elementary school, my mom was a teacher's assistant and for kindergarten, and they had a bathroom in their classroom. So if I had to go, I would just go to her classroom and go in the private bathroom they had. But when I was in high school and stuff, thing about high school, at middle school and high school, I don't know if your school was like this. I went to D'Iberville High School on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, for those who don't live here. There were no doors on the stalls in the bathroom.
Oh.
Like it was just straight up, like, you walk in the bathroom, and if somebody was in there taking a shit, like, you could just look them right in the eye, like, as soon as you walk in the bathroom. There were no doors on the stalls. Like, how was that legal?
No, thank you. No wonder you didn't want to take a shit.
Well,
I
no,
remember
I
one
would.
time.
I would literally, if I had to go to the bathroom until I could drive myself and have my own car, I would literally call my grandpa to come get me if I had to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
no, I remember one time at Van Cleve. I shit so bad that when I left, I locked the stall door without me being in there. I just closed it and locked it from the other side. I was like, no one needs to go in there.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was foul.
So
But
your high
yeah, I
school
hit.
in Van Cleve, you guys had stalls on the doors?
Yeah, we had stalls on the doors.
Why would my school have? And this wasn't just like one building. This was like every student bathroom had no stall doors.
No, of course we had doors on the stalls, dude. That's absurd.
I know it's absurd. My
That's like
school,
military shit.
dude, I had the worst. Oh my god, I had the worst high school experience. Like I could not wait to get out of that place. And
Oh
you know how
yeah.
people always say like your teenage years are the best years of your life?
No.
Shit. Hell no. Those were the worst.
Yeah, definitely at the time. I wish I could go back with the mindset I have now and just focus on what's actually important. And then I think it would have been a lot better. But at the time, it was literally the worst.
I think if I could go back in time, I probably could have gotten all my credits by like 10th grade and just graduated early.
Oh, for
If
sure,
I
dude.
would
I
have
would have done the
actually
dual
tried.
credit college classes. I would have fucking, I would have gotten a fucking 4.0 on the ACT. All kinds of shit.
If you could go back, would you actually apply yourself? Or would you just sort of do
100%.
the same shit?
Oh, dude, that was my biggest mistake in high school was that I just didn't try. If I would have tried, I would have done I would have had so many more opportunities in college that I
Yeah.
just didn't think about and just didn't, think it actually mattered.
I just think there's something broken with me. Like most of my life was spent not giving a shit about anything. Like I cared about the wrong things. Like when I was in high school, all I cared about was I was in karate. I cared about that, and I cared about playing drums. Those were the only two, and then movies, drums, and karate were the only three things I gave a shit about.
Dude, you sound like the coolest fucking dude to hang out with in high school. I got like movies, karate, and fucking pussy, dude.
My bow staff.
My base staff, bro. I remember the first time I ever got knocked unconscious was in high school, and it wasn't even a fight. We were just hanging out on the bleachers, me and my friends. And do you ever have that one guy who people just said was your friend because he just wouldn't fucking leave?
I was that guy, probably. If you
You
don't know who
probably
that
were
guy,
that guy.
if you don't know who that guy is in your group, you're that guy.
Yeah, well, this was that guy. He was just so fucking annoying, and we were just blatantly mean to him. I had often punched him, put him in headlocks, choked him. He's been like, "Get the fuck away from me," because I was like 15, And I remember one time, by the way, his initials were STD, so we all called him STD. um, I remember at the time we were getting up to go to first block, and we were arguing about something or some bullshit, or he was like, I'd beat you in a fight or some shit like that. And I was like, no, you wouldn't. And as I'm getting up and grabbing my backpack, we're on the top bleacher. He pushes me down the bleachers as I'm getting up.
Ow.
From behind.
Ow.
So I fall down 8 bleachers, just all the way. I landed on the bottom bleacher on my back. And I remember waking up and I seeing 3 of everything. Oof. And the nerdiest, dirtiest fucking girl, loser girl in school was pointing at me laughing. And I'm like, who asked you? And all the teachers were already gone because the teachers left first. So you could literally just stay in the fucking gym until someone came back. No one would miss you.
Yeah.
So I was just there on the fucking bleacher, and the whole time he's like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not okay. You just tried to kill me. You pushed me down 8 fucking bleachers."
Ouch. I would have. I would have murdered that guy.
I would have, but I was on my last strike.
You want
for
to know the
fighting.
worst thing that happened to me in high school? And
What was that?
I need to get my friend Johnny on here. He's like he makes skateboard designs and stuff now, but he's a really funny dude. We've been friends since the 7th grade, I think. Or 7th or 8th grade, we've been friends since then. We still talk to this day. And we
Yeah.
still talk about this incident, and I want to get him on here to talk about it one of these nights. But when we were in high school, I used to hang out with my friend Johnny, and out in the courtyard. During the mornings before class, you'd hang out with your friends in the courtyard. Then at lunch, you'd hang out. We always hung out around the same table. It was me, and I was the freshman, and coming into this group, and Johnny was a year ahead of me, so he was friends with all these other kids that were in like 10th, 11th grade, and they were kind of like I thought were the cool kids, So I was hanging out with them, and during lunch period, we would take all the ketchup and mustard packs from the cafeteria, and we would stomp on them and squirt ketchup and shit all over this one wall to where it was just caked with like mustard and ketchup. And like every week, the poor janitors would have to go out there and clean it, like sandblast it and shit. But I mean, this went on for like the entire school year. And then towards the end of the year, well, I wouldn't say end of the year. I'd say somewhere around like February or March. Um, we were out there, and there's this girl that used to work in the office who was like a student that like did office work and stuff. Well, she was walking past us, and I thought she was far enough away, and I stomped on one of those little packets and just sprayed her with mustard, just like all over her. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And she came over, she was like, yeah, come out with me. And she grabbed me by the arm and brought me to the office. And of course, I had to go into the office with our Mr. Britt. And I was sent home that day. And so the next morning, we had to go back up there. Me and I had to bring a parent to talk to Mr. Britt, the vice principal.
It'd have to be your parent or just parent?
My parent. Yeah. So my dad, he takes off work so he can come up there and bring me to school and have this little parent principal conference. And we're sitting there with Mr. Britt, and he's like telling my dad that we're vandals and all this shit. And I told him, I said, look, it was on the ground. I said, I didn't know she was walking away. I jumped off the table and I stepped on it. It sprayed her. I didn't mean to do it. And he's like, I've seen y'all out there spraying the wall with all this stuff. It's like, look, I don't know what you've seen, but I had my story and I was sticking to it, that it was on the ground. I didn't see it. I accidentally stepped on it and sprayed her. So he was like, he made me pay for her dry cleaning. And he said, well, I know that group of boys you hang out with, so I'm going to have them come in here and punish them too. And I got ISS, in school suspension, for like 4 days, I think. And I didn't say anything about he tried to get me to rat everybody out, but I'm not a rat. I took the punishment. I took my ISS, and I paid for her dry cleaning. That morning, I had to go straight from the principal's office to ISS. My dad leaves. I'm in ISS, and I hear over the intercom, we'd like to see Mr. Hall, Mr. Arguelles, blah, blah, blah. All my friends out there. He calls to the office, brings them all in, and told them that I said that they were the ones spraying, that I ratted them out and put ketchup and shit all over the walls. And from then on, I was like the pariah. Like, if I came around the table, they were just like, get the fuck away from here. Like, we don't want to hang out with you. Like, go the fuck away, you fucking loser, and all this shit. I'm like, I swear to God, I didn't say anything, but like, they never. Johnny was the only one that remained friends with me because we used to ride the bus, and I like convinced him. I was like, dude, I swear to God, I did not say anything. And he said straight up that Mr. Britt told them that I ratted them out. So that dude fucking ruined me for like the next 3 years of high school. So that's my
Dude,
story. I'm sticking to it.
there's nothing worse than like being accused of something that you didn't do,
Dude,
but
because
everyone thinks that you did it.
that shit fucking follows you, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at
Especially
least
like in high school. Like, dude, that like my social what would you say? My
status
social value, fucking my social stock fucking bottomed out
plummeted.
after that. Like my stock
Yeah.
looked like Tesla. It just went from like
Yeah.
$800 a share to like 50 cents a share overnight.
Yeah, no one's investing in space robins over here.
Nope, not anymore after. Dude, that was a really tough time for me as a kid after that. Cause like that's why whenever somebody's mad at me, like, or if I think somebody's mad at me, like I cannot stop until I find out why they're mad at me, or
Mm,
I will apologize because when you have like an entire group of people that like they're your only friends in school, like these are the only people I hung out with, and that got yanked away from me. And like I didn't do what they thought I did, but there was nothing I could do to convince them that I didn't do it. You know, it's like I can
mhm.
imagine what it would be like to like be accused of a crime and then you go to jail for it. And you're just like, I didn't fucking do anything.
Right. Now I would do something in jail just to it's like I'm fucking here anyways. I'm
Yeah, but
gonna
what can
start
I
drug
do? I didn't
trafficking.
have any friends.
Right.
And the friends I did have fucking hated me. And then that shit spread to where other people didn't want to be friends with me because everybody thought I was a fucking rat.
No, 100%. At least everything I got accused of in high school, I actually did. And I still made everyone believe I didn't do it. I was just like, does that seem like something I would do? I'm like, no, I guess not. Like, yeah, you
Eh.
don't fucking know me because I was so quiet.
Yeah, but that was the thing. I was the quiet kid and like didn't really bother people or anything. So like, I don't know. I guess I have an untrustworthy face. So people think I'll rat them out. I don't know. But that's why I have a complex about that shit now.
Yeah, it's probably because you look like a retired DEA agent.
I didn't back then. I actually had hair. I looked more like you back then than I do now.
Back then, they probably thought you were fucking 21 Jump Street.
Probably no.
Like, this guy's a fucking cop.
Dude,
Like, he's 30.
I was a chubby kid, kind of a chubs, man, when I was a kid. And then I remember one day, and I might have said this when Corin Nemec was on the show in ninth grade. Like, if you ever watched
Parker Lewis can't lose.
Parker Lewis Can't Lose, he had those like silk button up shirts. I thought that
Yeah.
was like the coolest shit ever. So I actually saved up my money and went and bought one of those same style like silk shirts
Dude.
that he had. I wore it to school. First thing I walked up to the table and my friends, first thing I heard was, "What's up, Parker Lewis?" Everybody started laughing at me.
Dude, that's the fucking nerdiest thing you could do is wear one of those shirts.
I thought it
Like
was cool.
the name of the show is Parker Lewis Can't Lose, but the whole show's about him fucking losing.
Yeah.
You don't want to wear that shirt, dude.
Oh man, but anything else that the producers wanted us to talk about or no?
No, that was it, really.
Yeah,
That was the only topic we got.
I didn't have any fights in high school or anything.
No, I remember I got in a fight in middle school once. These two kids were slap fighting over my desk, and one of them was my friend. And my friend slapped me on accident, and I got up and beat the fucking living shit out of him because he slapped me. And the whole time he's crying and apologizing, like, "Why are you doing this?" Like, "Because you fucking slapped me." And he got ISD, and I got suspended. And my dad went up there and talked to the assistant principal. It was pissed off because the kid slapped me first and only got ISD, but I got suspended for 3 days. And he ended up making the assistant principal cry and threatened to quit his job
Wow.
because he chewed him out so fucking bad. My dad is built entirely different. Like, this was an older man who has like probably served in the military at one point. Like you think of like your old school assistant principal, like he was the epitome of that. And my dad went up there with his fucking 3 teeth in his head, fucking yelling at him. It's like, why do you have fucking sugar suspended? And he just broke down in tears.
Yeah,
It was
that
hilarious.
sucks. um, I don't have any fight stories. The only thing I'll say is I like listening to the old Rob podcast because he talks about a lot of the teachers and stuff that I had growing up too, because we went to the same high school. And he had an episode a couple of weeks back talking about a guy named Mr. Davis, who was the social studies teacher. And I thought back, like, how hard would it was for that guy? Like, because this dude kept a pistol, like a revolver, in his desk, and like pulled it out on the class one day. And I'm like,
Why?
this dude, just to show that he wasn't to be fucked with. And I'm
Dude,
like,
that's a whole different level.
and then I'm like, I don't blame him, because imagine, because that dude I was there from 92 to 95, and there were only 3 or 4 black teachers there, but they had all been there for like 20, 25 years. So you can imagine what it was like to be an African American teacher at a South Mississippi high school in like the 60s and 70s, like that.
That doesn't mean you get to pull a gun on a 15-year-old.
Yeah, but I understand why he would carry a pistol and keep it in his desk. I mean, I get it.
I understand why you would do that now.
Yeah.
With all the school shootings, everything.
This was like 1993. This motherfucker pulled a fucking revolver out of his desk and was just like, I am not to be fucked with, and just laid it on his desk. I'm like, I will do my fucking homework. I will do whatever you tell me to do.
Right. Dude, imagine if like you hear over the intercom, it's like, oh, there's an active shooter situation, and your math teacher just pulls out a fucking AR-15. It's like, well, get under the desks, kids.
Yeah, no shit. Like if you go to, I don't know if it's this way today, but back then in the 90s, like there wouldn't have been a school shooter situation because most of the teachers were packing.
Dude, that is insane. No, it was a scandal when our teachers had booze in their water bottles.
Oh, dude, our teachers had booze all over the place, man.
Yeah. I mean, in colleges, that's still like accepted.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can have a teacher sipping on some fucking scotch in a higher education scenario.
Yeah.
It's pretty classy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. We should leave.
Yeah, I think we're done for tonight. Is there anything else we want to throw out there before we leave this evening?
No, I got a thing to do.
All right. Well, I do want to say that
I gotta go do a thing.
March 18th, 2023, we'll be rocking the sound at Point Cadet Biloxi with 9 Point, Adelita's Way, Gemini Syndrome, bunch of other bands. It's an all-day festival. Go to the sound228.com and get your tickets. You can go to @thesound228 on Twitter and the Sound228 on Facebook. It's going to be an awesome day of music. So if you're on the Gulf Coast, go get your tickets now before the day of, because the tickets are going to go way up in price day of the show. So get them early, and it's going to be March 18th, 2023. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. Anything else before we go?
Not really, man. We've got a fucking guest next week, hopefully, maybe. And yeah, as far as this month, that's it. We still got to do our bonus content, which as soon as we get a date scheduled for that, we have a lot of fun ideas.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, if you want to help me get a new computer, you can head to patreon.com/OMPodcast and give us $1 a month. That's all it takes to get the extra content. And you can email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. And our website is openmicers.com. And we will see you guys next week. And that's it.
oh, I didn't hear the music for a thing.
Yeah,
fucking
I
quit.
still can't get Loopback to come up. I'll try to fix all this tonight or before next week. But thank you guys for watching. I don't know if anybody was watching on Twitch tonight, but we'll definitely get some views on YouTube. So thank you for watching on YouTube, and we will see you guys